It's Huluween on Disney Plus. Watch frightful family favorites like Hocus Pocus and Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas on Disney Plus.
I am the Pumpkin King!
Then take the terror to 10 with a thrilling new remake of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Scream, and more with Huluween on Disney Plus. All these and more streaming this Halloween season with Hulu on Disney Plus. Bundle subscription required. 18 plus. Select Hulu content via Disney Plus. Additional content on Hulu app. Terms apply. Visit disneyplus.com/Hulu for details.
Pie in the Sky Media.
Hello, welcome back, Criminal Mischief Nation, to another episode, bonus episode, of Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden. I'm one of your co-hosts, Branden Morgan, along with the great Carolyn Ossorio, who has blessed us again with her presence. Carolyn, how are you? How was your week?
I had another great week. We did the jack-o'-lantern carving. That was really fun. My son had a soccer game that was like way far away, but I trooped out there and it was amazing. So it was good. It was good.
And
good
big stuff going on. Big stuff going on in terms of our other show, which I won't reveal. But just if you're fans of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, and if you're not, you should be, there's some kind of seismic rumblings going on over there. So stay tuned. Mm-hmm. And if you're not caught up with the show, head on over to Stolen Voices of Dole Valley and get yourself caught up, because there's going to be some, what do we say, developments. Is that accurate?
Development. Mm-hmm. Well, there's probably and potentially some breaking news.
Yes, potentially some breaking news.
And you know what's really cool too? We haven't even said anything about the fact that we're relaunching the Shadow Girls, because there could be some like news that we tangentially broke between ourselves how many years ago, right?
Yeah. So that's another thing that we should actually start talking about is the Shadow Girls from, what was that, 2021?
Oh my gosh, it feels like forever ago, but
4 years ago?
We were redoing it. Yeah, we were redoing it.
Yes, that show was number 7 in the world and was very well received and well reviewed, and the company that is distributing and that produced Stolen Voices picked up that show from us, and they are re-releasing it on the Stolen Voices feed to expose that show to a new audience, because there is also some potential developments, breaking news in that world. So a lot going on. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But let's talk about this week's Criminal Mischief episode, because damn.
I know. It freaking gave me nightmares. I don't know if I've told you.
It's a great title, by the way. I don't know where you came up with the title, but it's a super cool title.
Because doesn't it feel like that's what it was?
But it's ambivalent, because who was checkmated ultimately?
I know.
Yeah. Right. It was, so it's a very fluid title for this subject matter. But and it's like Janus, like the two-faced, Roman god, because in the first half of the show, we hear the best friend through his tears talking about how much he missed his friend. And then we hear that same motherfucker at the second half of the show through his tears talking about how he murdered the friend that he was looking for. I know. That juxtaposition of the same voice, the same temperament, saying vastly different things was incredible. And I don't know if that guy even realizes the irony or the I don't even know what the fucking word is for those statements that he gave. I mean, he has to know, but
well, which ones are you talking about? I mean, are you talking
just
about
the same guy saying those same two things? Yes, fine. He's a lying fucking murderer. But is he sitting in prison saying, man, I gave a great performance while we were searching for Mike, right? And his I'm sad because I miss my friend voice is the same voice as I'm sad because I murdered that friend voice, right? It's the same thing. So
I know I had to set that up like that, because I was like, be exactly like what you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I believed it everything he was saying.
So
Like,
did I,
I
100%.
don't
I'm thinking like
100%.
that's what I would do if my best friend was met. I'd be out there. I'd be the first one on the lake. I'd be the last one off. I'd sleep in the boat. I would do everything I could to find my friend, you know? And because
Man,
I know someone who did that.
who
My,
did what?
my best friend in high school, she's alive, she's fine. We were best friends. We went to nursery school together when we were 4 years old. We were like brother and sister. Okay. She married a guy who was a widower. And it was 3 or 4 years. And he's an outdoorsman. He's a tour guide in the Rockies. And he and his wife and their kids, their kids were like 10 and 8 at the time. On a river, like a whitewater rafting trip. They're very experienced people. And then there was a terrible accident. The raft flips over. Okay. Everybody is in grave danger immediately. And he's able to save his two kids because his wife is also experienced, strong swimmer, all that great. Save the kids, she says. Here we go. And then they can't find the wife, and she's gone. And searching for days and weeks, never find her. She's declared dead. They have the funeral, they have all of that. 2 years later, he meets my friend after grieving, whatever, and they get married and everything's cool. And he can't let it go that she was never found. And he says, I love you, but I have to do this. Watch my kids. I've got to go find her. She's somewhere. And he spends months and months like camping out along this fucking river. And eventually he finds her body and is able to have like that closure. I know it's insane.
He found it?
He found her miles and miles and miles downstream. Yeah. And so like I get it.
That's such a heartbreaking story on so many. It's like Sophie's Choice. Like when you have to pick between your children who's going to survive. He's thinking, I'm picking to save my children, not my wife, because she can, he's making that choice of like,
Yeah, and she said it too. She's like, make sure the kids are okay. Me, I'm fine. Yeah,
I know, but in the back of his mind, he's
sure.
thinking, I need to make sure that,
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's so gut wrenching. It's so
Oh
gut
yeah.
wrenching.
Yeah, and but then also the dedication of a husband and like for the sake of his late wife's family and all that, like I'm going to see this through. And
Absolutely.
he did. So I get it. And that's what I was thinking of when I hear this guy talking about being out on the lake and looking for his friend. Like I understand that's what you do. That's what friends do. That's what men and women who are honorable, that's what they do. And
Well, and I think that I again, it's like I wanted that to be thrown on its head because what he actually did, like, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing of like showing up and like playing that. I mean, oh my, you'd have to be a psychopath to be able to pull that off,
yeah,
knowing that you did this and why you did this
yeah,
and what Mike must have thought when he has no idea.
yeah,
Because what I didn't add, because there was just not time, but like Mike would have conversations with Brian about the fact that he wasn't having sex with his wife and she'd had the baby and he'd waited. And then, after, postpartum and all that. And he was like, if she doesn't start having sex with me, because it's not just about sex, obviously. It's
right,
that closeness,
yeah.
right? It's the, and he's telling this to
Well,
Brian.
Brian's banging her at the
And
time. Yes,
I know.
yes,
So he's getting that, I
that's
know.
fucking crazy. There's this dichotomous nature of some people. Like I used to drink with a guy who was just this piece of crap human. Right. And eventually I was like, yeah, I don't want it to get any on me. He would do stuff like he would rob, he would steal the rent money when he was living with his girlfriend and then leave and go drink it away and then come home and she'd be like, "Oh my God, someone stole her." And he'd make the place look like it was robbed. So someone else did it. And then he'd say, "Damn it, honey, I'm going to go find whoever did this." Right? Like completely gaslighting her while the money's in his pocket, you know? And that's such a small, almost meaningless example compared to what this guy Brian did. But that is still indicative of what humans are fucking capable of. When pressed for a need or a desire or an entitlement or something, I mean, you hear him talking to the cops, this guy Brian, that he was making out with her while his wife and his best friend were in the car, like waiting for them.
I know. I know. It's weird because this particular episode, like the haunting, when I get done early in the morning, I'm going in and it takes me a while to get to sleep right after I'm done on like a
Sure.
Sunday night, early Sunday morning or Monday morning. And this one, it literally, I went to bed and I woke up with like, and I've only done this like a couple of times, but like this massive panic, like this really
Mm.
like it was undescribable, and I kept trying to like, and it's just the weight of the whole thing that the mom, like
Oh yeah.
the mom, like just my son, help me find my son,
And
like
to
as a
hear the
mom.
and to have the wife come up and say, "You stop this investigation right now, or you're never going to see your granddaughter again." Like, whoa.
I
Well,
know.
because I need to move on with my life. That's the only reason. Not because of anything else. I just need to move on. So please. And here's why I think you had that very intense reaction to this is because Mike had no fucking idea. He thought he was going fishing with his best friend. It would be like me
Yeah.
showing up to my poker night I've been going to for 25 years and they murder me when I walk in.
But no, it's even worse because they're sleeping with your wife,
Yeah, they're
and they have
also
this whole plan.
and I
They
and I
have
and I
this
have no
whole
idea.
plan.
I have no idea about it. Yeah. And
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's what it was, just the whole in that moment
who do you
of
trust?
realizing.
If you don't trust your best fucking friend, it, it's
And that he would be capable of being able, because that's like up, and we talk about this all the time. I was thinking about this so much when we're like, why would he do that? But why would he do that? And it's like, this is why when people think they're gonna murder someone and then shit gets real and then it doesn't go anything like what you've, and he was pot committed at that point.
yeah.
He had to,
He pushed
you
him
know
in
what
the
I mean? And
water.
it was like,
The hip waiter thing isn't happening. How come he's not drowning? Oh, because he just took them off. He took 5 seconds to unhook his chest waders. Okay, dipshit. What you think you're going, "Oh, well, they're on. I guess I have to let them drag me to the bottom." No, you take them off. And now he's holding onto a stump. What do you, what was he saying to him? Right? Was Mike saying
what?
like, "Why are you doing this?"
I'm
Or
sure
what?
Mike was screaming, but then when he did those donuts, when he described doing those donuts,
Ground him
he's
in the
like,
boat.
oh my
Is he alive?
God.
Oh, he's alive. He's going to be able to survive this. Good thing I brought my shotty.
I mean, I wonder if there was some part of him that now, of course, he feels supposedly remorse because he was crying and he was upset. But like, did he leave out the fact that he was getting rid of this person that, I mean, to be able to do that, like, I just feel like he was crying and he was like, I just didn't know what to do. But it's like when you circle someone like
Yeah.
a like you're like you're
Like
you're
a bird of
you're
prey.
stalking them like
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. It's
calculated.
and the other thing is like I don't know if there's anything you left out of the show, but like Mike was a good dude.
He was.
He loved his wife. He wasn't cheating on her. He wasn't abusive. He wasn't like any of that. It's just these two other people fell in love. And okay, hey, that happens. It happens every day. Doesn't result in a terrible plotted murder. But what did they want to avoid? Didn't want to share custody, wanted the insurance. I'd rather be a rich widow than like a broke divorcee. Sure, so would everybody. But that
He-
doesn't mean that you
but
become a murderer.
he also said that because she was a Christian, and I'm just saying what he said.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this, that, she didn't want to be divorced. And I'm like thinking about this is something that we've come across before. And I don't get the thinking of like, okay, it's okay to kill someone because you don't want to be divorced. I mean, what is
Sure.
this? I
It's
don't
the
get the
Bible.
mindset.
Remember the Old Testament, the Hebrew God killed everyone on earth except for Noah and his family, like more than once. Murder is not at all frowned upon in the Bible until you get to the Ten Commandments. All right. But divorce, divorce is something, even, Jesus never talked about divorce, but the Catholic Church talks about divorce. Like, you do not get divorced. Like, no matter what, you don't do it. You stick around, you hang in there, you fake it, you have affairs, but you stay married. You stay married. Or it looks or reflects bad on the church.
I don't get that. I don't know how you wrap your head around that. Like, I don't
Oh,
know how
I
you go to
don't
bed
wrap
at
my head
night.
around. Right.
I understand,
Oh,
but
the royal you.
I
Yes.
don't get I
How
don't
one
get
could.
how one could
I,
and justify it and live with it.
but look what else
How do
they
you do
believe.
that?
I'm sorry. I don't want to get on a religion kind of thing, but look at the other shit that they believe. I completely understand how they can be brainwashed into thinking that anything is better than getting a divorce because look at the other stuff. Look at the other main tenets of the religion that they just marinate in growing up and that they believe.
He even said it on the stand. He's like, I know that mindset doesn't make sense or whatever, however he
It
said that.
doesn't.
Like,
It doesn't.
it doesn't, it's like they wanted what they wanted and they
Exactly.
wanted to put a Christian seal on it of some
Exactly.
sort.
Of course.
And it's like, I guess I just feel like, and I don't know why I should, because these are miserable, horrific people, but like, just do it. You want to do it because you are carnally into each
Sure,
other.
of course,
You
but
want to, it's like, own it
Carolyn, you're
completely.
talking you're
Don't,
talking rationally. You're talking rationally when you can't convince someone using logic when they didn't get to where they're at using logic. Okay, so that's the problem. When they say no, divorce is bad, you know what else is in the Ten Commandments is coveting thy neighbor's wife, which is exactly what he fucking did. But that goes against the Bible, but you don't hear him talking about that. So
but that's what I mean. I
you
know they're
cherry
picking
pick.
and choosing.
That's religion. You cherry pick the
I,
parts that make
I
your
know, but
case and you forget the others.
it doesn't even make sense.
None of it does.
It doesn't even make sense. Like
None of it makes
it doesn't
sense.
make sense.
You're obviously
Because
not a
when
religious
you
person, and good for you. Neither am I. So we can stand on the outside and
no,
see how it doesn't
no,
make
but
sense.
I meant on the inside of trying to understand their mindset. I'm on the inside of it though. I'm trying to see. I guess what you're saying at the end of the day is true. I'm trying to understand it and there's no understanding it. And at the end of the day, they wanted what they wanted.
They wanted what they wanted. Listen,
They wanted what they wanted.
they were able to talk themselves into this murder scheme.
Mm.
So they could talk themselves into anything. They can justify it with religion. They can justify it with whatever. And they had several different scenarios for this.
I
This
know
guy,
that
this guy just laid it all out. Like what a witness. This guy was
he
holy.
did. And that whole thing, like when she was like, yeah, Kathy needs to go too. We'll we'll save ourselves on a buoy and those two are gonna I mean it's
We
like
leave them.
and
We let them drift out to sea and drown.
I I
We'll
know.
find a buoy. What the fuck?
But not only that, but
Sadistic.
like and then there was like a weird what I didn't include in that because I just couldn't have so much testimony, but I'm gonna share it now because it's just crazy because as they're doing these fantasies together and she's like totally okay with Kathy getting right and he's like going along with it but he said I was never going to let that happen, but I couldn't tell any kind of like feelings that he had toward his actual wife. She would be jealous of. So that whole kind of weird,
And where
like
was she in all of this? Like the ex-wife, I mean, whoo, she's the only one that got away clean. She didn't do anything wrong.
yeah, she started suspecting that he was having an affair with her because she found a receipt
Hmm.
that he'd gotten this for this necklace that said Meridian. That was that was Denise's like nickname, her like clubbing name. Um Meridian.
Oh, crap.
And he got her like one of those like really cheesy, probably at the mall,
At
like
one
that
of
said
those, yeah.
Meridian and like in cursive writing. It's like,
Of those vestibules in the
yeah,
mall with like a 17-year-old going, can you spell that? Fine.
Meridian. Yeah.
Gold plated. Oh man.
I mean, it was just it was sad. And she's just like, I want a divorce because she was like, so she was suspicious. You know, she also found a ticket for them seeing a movie theater, and he was totally gaslighting her. And then she just, she just got out of there. But but it was, it's like the mom, if it were not for that mother,
Yeah.
you know, and my heart just goes out for people like that, where it's like, they were making fun of her, and when she's
Yeah.
in front of the church, the church, and it was their church,
Yep.
um, and they're like, "Get out of here!" Almost like a cur, like a
Yep.
dog, like
Sure.
treating her like chicken the dog.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
she didn't want to be right,
She
you
was the
know?
thorn in their paw that was gonna
Oh yeah.
mess up their bliss. But the
Mhm.
bliss was short-lived, and I love the patience of the cops. They're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Chances are the marriage is gonna get fucked up, which is
Mhm.
a strange attitude to take, a very cynical attitude towards marriage, but I guess they have the experience, and 50% of marriages end in divorce and blah blah blah, whatever. But they're like, well, we're gonna wait. Something's gonna happen. And
I mean,
boom,
that's
big
all they
something
could
happened.
do.
Yeah,
And I think
a
that
kidnapping.
I know he went off the rails, man. Oh, and that was the thing too. Like, talk about, what do? You know he's killed your husband. You're in this like locked in with this guy, and
Yep,
now you're afraid for your life that he's going to kill you.
because he's a
And you
trigger
know
man.
he's capable of it.
You know he's a trigger man now. He's done it.
If he
Yeah.
could kill his best friend under those circumstances, you don't stand a chance,
Did you
especially
ever
if he's all
see
jealous.
an image popped into my head that now I can't get out of? Can't get it out. Did you ever see the? I'm aging myself. The movie On Golden Pond.
Of course, Jane Fonda and her dad, Henry
Henry
Fonda.
Fonda. Okay.
Yeah.
In the third act, they get in
Of
that
On
boat.
Golden Pond.
They get in the boat accident. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they're
Mm-hmm.
out there searching for them. And the first thing they see is the wrecked boat. And then you see Henry Fonda clinging onto a rock in the water in the middle of the night. And that's what I kept thinking of when I'm thinking of this poor guy, Mike, clinging
Oh,
on to a stump, getting circled by a boat with a guy making sure he can get good aim with a shotgun.
I mean, I know.
It was awful. Like just
It's just like,
complete. He just completely abandoned all sense of humanity so he could marry a rich woman.
and it didn't even work out.
And then work out. They were together for 7 years. They didn't have kids or anything. It was just the two of them. Like how long
Well,
into
and
that
her
marriage
daughter.
was he sitting there going, you know, this really wasn't worth it. I became a murderer.
And you have to live with that. Can you, I mean, to I'm sure he replays that. How do you get that out of your head? And your friend looking at you like, what? It's just like,
Why?
and the
Yeah,
mom's
why?
keen at the end. What do you mean,
Is
why?
just thinking why? What was going through Mike's head going, what is going on? Right? Do you think Brian just said something like, "Hey, this is how it has to be. I've been having an affair with your wife and we're in love and we want to be together and, we want the insurance money because we don't want to be broke. See you, bud." Did he at least satisfy his friend's confusion? And
He
that's what,
didn't
listen,
say. I don't
again,
think
now
so.
I'm not going to sleep because anybody who listens to this, I love my wife and I completely trust my wife, but I'm sure Mike trusted his wife. And then he winds up clinging to a peach stump
I
in a
know, that's
man-made
why I'm
lake.
saying I think that that's the I think you can extrapolate this and just, that's why these cases are just hard to get out of your head because they're
Yeah.
so terrifying. He didn't see it coming. I mean, how could he? And you can't fault him for that. How could he see this? That his best friend
He loved
would.
going duck hunting. He thought his friend had a secret spot. Any hunter in the world would go, no shit, you got a fucking secret spot. Let's go. It's like a fisherman. If you know a secret fishing hole, you can get any fisherman to go, like
No,
no
but
matter what.
it was more than that. It was going to be the two of them. It's like the male,
I
the
get it.
bro
What I'm
growing
saying
it.
is, what I'm saying is he walked into the trap of isolation where he normally wouldn't be because of the promise of a secret spot. That
I
wouldn't
know.
have put up his
No, but the
antenna.
way that he described it of like, I've got a spot for
I,
us.
and the guy's like, no shit.
I
Oh,
know because you're gonna be there with your friend,
of
you're
course.
gonna have fun. You're gonna,
Yep.
it's like the young father, it's like stressful. It's stressful having little kids and like, working so hard and like trying to
Oh,
keep it all together and like, he did not see this coming. His friend is manipulating him the entire time. Yeah, get those waders on. I almost said hun, get those waders
get
on.
those waders on because
Because
he's like,
like
oh, okay, we're gonna need them. Yeah, great.
I
I'll
know, I
wear my
know.
chest waders.
Yeah. Here, let me buckle him in for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what I said to him to get him stand on the boat.
I don't know if you caught this, but Brian said something interesting in the interview. He called it the myth that you'll
I
drown
know.
if you're
I
wearing
know.
waders. So,
Yeah. Because
but
he
he didn't.
found out that it wasn't
He
true.
found
Look
out the
at
hard way that all you have to
he
do is
found
do
out the
this.
hard
You
way.
unsnap two things and you're free.
I know.
It's like
Again,
it's easier than unbuckling a seatbelt.
you think that you can plan for everything in murder and it doesn't, when people do stuff and you're like, why did they do that? That's because you can't control everything. People
Yeah.
have a desire to live. Hence the guy got out of his waders, Mike got to the stump. He's clinging for life.
So he got 20 years and she got 30 years. Is that
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
he copped a plea.
He played her.
So he's the trigger man, and she got more time than him
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
gave up he gave up, like I said,
Because he made
everything.
that deal.
He went
He
first.
said everything. Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
is he eligible for parole?
Probably like maybe 15 years from now.
My goodness. I don't even know what my takeaway from this is. It's like I already have a hard time trusting most people, but now it's like I'm looking over my shoulder every time a friend wants to go out. Whoa, what? It's gonna be this is yeah,
I mean,
this
like I
is a
said,
great episode. It's
it
really
really I'm not kidding, the panic and dread,
yeah.
and I couldn't really understand. I couldn't understand it, but it kept happening. It was like in waves. And it was like, it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's such a betrayal on so many levels. And it's so cruel. Like the mom, the mom, I think about my sons and like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's just so many things. It's not just about the friendship and the partnership with your husband or your spouse. It's also the mom and just wanting to find her son and then hearing about how, I mean, to hear how he died, like she said, and knowing, because it doesn't matter how old your kids get, you always think
Yeah.
I need to protect them. I need to be if they're calling you, like
I
I've
could
said this
fix it.
before.
I can
I've
fix it.
said this
Yeah.
I've said this before and it's true. They've done in the black boxes, I've read this somewhere. I think it's true. Because it's never left me. But like the number one thing that these pilots say, and a majority of them are men, that are
Mom.
pilots for commercial airliners, the black boxes, they say mommy at the end
Yeah.
or mom,
Yep.
and it's such a primal
Yep.
thing. So,
Woo.
whew, whew.
All right, well, great episode. I hope you enjoyed it too, Nation. Maybe re-examine some of your friendships, if you know what I mean. But
I have been doing that.
so have I. So have I. If you enjoyed it, share it. Share it. Let people know what's going on over here on Criminal Mischief. Go over to Apple and Spotify, rate and review. Every little engagement with the algorithm lets more people discover the show. So we would appreciate it. Carolyn, anything you'd like to add?
Nope. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Check out Stolen Voices of Dole Valley. Let the Devil In on MGM Plus. And even if you already heard the Shadow Girls, revisit. going to be on the Stolen Voices feed. So
and there is a development there too. So reacquaint yourself. So definitely listen to it.
Hang in, and we'll let you know when these developments are shareable.
We're always teasing. Jesus.
But we tease and then things happen. So it's not like, Yeah, it's not like we don't make good on it. So make good on it. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
From Pie in the Sky Media, Criminal Mischief is an EVO production, recorded live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Branden Morgan and myself, music by Soundstripe. For EVO Creative, I'm Carolyn Ossorio, your writer and host.
Josie, it's your new nanny, Polly.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, a Hulu original.
What do you know about her?
Arrives October 22nd.
You think if you try hard enough, you can stop bad things from happening, but you can't.
Good help.
Get out!
Is hard to find.
You made me do this.
A Hulu original, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Rated R. Streaming October 22nd on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundled subscribers. Terms apply.